This is a review of Whirlpool washer and dryer. The washer is model number WFW85HEFW0, and the dryer is a gas dryer, and it's WGD85HEFW0. The reason I'm doing this review is Whirlpool is introducing its next generation of washer and dryers. Will probably be on the market this summer, and they'll probably be closing out these units. And I've had these about 20 months, and I want to give you my impression. I'm in my 60s. I've tried to count how many washers and dryers I've owned in my life, and there was just too many. The last two sets I've owned were working fine but I moved, and I never take machines with me when I relocate. So I bought these. Brand loyalty was the reason I picked them, and I don't know if that was a smart idea. In the future, I don't think I'd do that. The house I'm in was built in 1924, and when I bought it, it was a seasonal dwelling, and I converted it to year-round use. And also, there was no washer-dryer hookup, so I had to have a plumber put it in. And I could have went with closet depth, but I just wanted the biggest machine I could get. Single. I live alone. But for me, this is a good size. I do linens about twice a week, and about twice a week I fill the machine up with my own clothes. Again, this is good for me, but for you, I don't work repairing cars. I'm not a laborer, so I don't know how this does on really heavy stains. My biggest stain problem is I have a North Face coats, and the nylon is hard to get clean, but this machine I have no trouble. Now, my biggest mistake was not, when I got it, I didn't try every option, and from the get-go, the delay wash I've discovered after the warranty ran out doesn't work. Let me see, the EcoBoost doesn't work, doesn't engage, which doesn't bother me because I understand if you use it religiously, you're lucky if you see a $2 savings at the end of the year. And all it does is increase the wash time and negligibly lowers the wash temperature. Another feature this machine has that I've never even tried to engage is Tumble Fresh. This unit, at the end of the cycle, if you engage Tumble Fresh, it just tumbles the machine, I guess, to get keep wrinkles from setting in, but I've never used it. It's not my suit my lifestyle. Also, these machines are not web-enabled. They're not Wi-Fi connected, like the new machines Whirlpool is coming out with, which for me is fine. The only useful thing of having a web-enabled machine is, I guess, for diagnostic purposes. But other than that, downloading additional cycles, to me, it's not necessary. All right, so now another thing, I've never had, my previous machine was a Frigidaire, and it worked well, but it didn't have the stabilization this machine has. And as I'm in a kitchen here, my other machine wouldn't work. It had to be on a concrete floor. Also, my other machine had a mold problem. This one, no mold problem. It's, again, 20 months, no sign of mold. But for me, I always use the steam. I always use the steam option. And if you're looking to, I always use steam option. I always select extra rinse. And a normal wash is about 1 hour, 33 minutes. And again, this model is the bottom of the line steam, or the entry-level steam model, I'll call it. Now, other machines light up around here. This doesn't. You see, this doesn't. You just you know, the other one's much prettier. This is green. The more expensive ones are blue. This doesn't have the stove, you know, the where you fill it with detergent and it dispenses it automatically, which for me is fine. I use very little detergent. I use maybe 2 tablespoons full for a full load, and the work comes out fine. The more expensive machines count down 30 cycles and then tell you to do the clean with a fresh. This one, you have to do it yourself. I do it maybe once every 2 or 3 months. And so that is this machine. Oh yeah, the other thing that doesn't work properly on this is the pre-soak. Now, my previous machine, the pre-soak, it would, for about the first 5 minutes, it agitates normally, and then it's inert for maybe 30-40 seconds, and then a gentle tumble, inert for 30-40 seconds, and then a gentle tumble. This machine, it's, when I said, I've never done more than an hour, but 30 minutes just seems like normal agitation. And I know that it's not working properly because when I use the sanitize mode, that automatically sets in. It's like a 2-hour cycle, at least when I do it, because I select steam and an extra rinse. So it becomes a 2-hour cycle. And then, although this doesn't light up, I could see the machine, the first 30 minutes, it's the way it should be, where it just, as I described before, it's inert for like 30-40 seconds, and then it tumbles, and then it's inert, and well, it is what it is. So I'm telling you, if you buy one of these machines, just check out all the options. I don't know if it's feasible to do all the cycles, but my cycles work, at least the ones that I've ever used. I use quick wash. Sometimes I have a comforter that just needs freshening up, and it comes out fine with a quick wash. And I've never used delicates. I've never used cold wash. Most of the time I use normal. And as you could see, it's I don't know. It says the timer jumps around and freezes. So who knows? I've never sat down with a stopwatch to see how long it actually takes. I've never used whites. I don't wear whites. I don't have white underwear. I don't have white socks. There's nothing white in my house. I mean, my clothes-wise. Heavy duty I've used. Towels I've never used. Color Blast I've never used. Sanitize I've used. And the clean washer I've used. And so that's, so again, would I buy it again? I don't know. Also, I have this dog that sheds up a storm, and you're not supposed to put, things encrusted with dog hair. I do, no problems. The only thing is, my machine, especially in here, it's clean now, but I usually wait a day and then vacuum out the machine with my vacuum, because that's the easiest way to get all the clumps of fur out. And I've read that's a big no-no, but I'm not a house. I mean, I'm not going to take. I just can't be bothered shaking it outside. It's just, it is what it is. Also, this machine doesn't have a door for whatever that trap is down there. And it never bothered me before. I've never had an issue. My previous machine didn't have one, and there was never an issue. And that one I had for 10 years. That was that Frigidaire. And my machines before that were all top loaders, old school, that filled up all the way, and before the Energy Star stuff came along. All right, now on to the dryer, which is model WGD85HEFW. Now, I bought these machines kind of sight unseen. I was busy moving, and maybe it was a mistake, but I figured Whirlpool, and I picked them out, and I knew I wasn't in front of them. I was disappointed when I got this dryer because even though I knew it was steam, I didn't know it was only going to have one steam cycle, which is steam refresh. On more expensive dryers, they incorporate steam for sanitizing. They incorporate steam for, although this has a sanitized cycle, it doesn't use the steam. They use the steam to reduce static. They use the steam to reduce wrinkles. This one, all it has is steam refresh. And yes, I use it. I found uses for it, but at first I thought, I thought I would never use it. But yes, I have a rectangular bath mat that I have to bring to a laundromat because this machine, my washing machine just won't, it'll never spin it properly. It comes out, it won't spin. So to save a trip to the laundromat, I'll put it on steam refresh, and it does a wonderful job of getting all the dog hair and other things out of it. And it comes out, clean and not, clean enough. So that's the one. Another thing, I was shocked. I've never had a dryer in my life that doesn't light up. I didn't know they made such things. There's no light in this dryer. And also it's not stainless steel inside, but I just didn't know. I was a little taken aback. There's no light inside this dryer. Other than that, all right. Now I only use heavy duty. And the reason I never use normal, because when it's on normal, the highest temperature you're allowed to select is medium. And I never use bulky because the highest temperature you're allowed to use is medium. So most of the time I use heavy duty, and this is on a sensor, and it does a very good job of shutting the machine off when the article of clothing is dry. And the other cycles, I've never used delicates. I've used sanitized, but again, it only adds 10 minutes on. See, that's the difference, and there's no steam action. The delicates I've never used. Quick dry I've used. That's the time dry. And the sensor is very sensitive. I've had some like lightweight blankets that the machine thought was dry, and it was damp. So then I switched to the time dry. So that's the story with these. I imagine already, I think I paid like $900 for the washing machine, and now I think I've seen it for $800. And the dryer also, I think, was like $900 or $950. I don't know, something around there. And that's the story. Would I buy them again? I don't know. I like Whirlpool because it's just LG and Samsung. They just seem to have too many new machines on the market, and I worry about getting parts when I need them. And that's why I didn't go with them. And I don't know, like if I was buying machines today, I honestly don't know what I'd pick out. But I definitely wouldn't go with Whirlpool because it's just not, it's a different world now. I don't know what else to say. Also, I told you about all the options that don't work on my washing machine. Not that I would ever use them, but when you pay this much money for a machine, you want every switch to operate. And that was a disappointment. At any rate, that's my review. And I hope I was of some help to you. Bye-bye.